The third way that the liturgy is celebrated is through singing and music. Catechism 1156 says that music forms a necessary or integral part of solemn liturgy. I know that with all of the kind of conversations about the forms of the Mass right now, there's a lot of conversation about music. I know there's some people who fall into a lot of different camps. We won't get into them. So I just wanted to point out that the Catechism says that the music forms a necessary or integral part of solemn liturgy. It again links this to the Old Covenant. It would have been very common in the midst of celebrations to reflect on psalms played with music to help kind of put us in that mindset. Again, we're a body and a soul. We need the help of all of our senses being engaged sometimes to put us in the right frame of mind to enter into this prayerful spirit. The music is more closely connected to the liturgical actions when its beauty is expressive of the prayer, when it is unanimously participated in at designated moments by the whole community. So when it's music, which can be everyone can sing together at designated moments when they know it is coming. And when the solemn character of the music is indicative of the solemn character of what is being celebrated in this liturgy. I'm going to read kind of the beginning and the end of Catechism 1158, which says, "The harmony of signs, song, music, words, and actions is all the more expressive and fruitful when expressed in the cultural richness of the people of God who celebrates. But the texts intended to be sung must always be in conformity with Catholic doctrine. Indeed, they should be drawn chiefly from the sacred scripture and from liturgical sources." So again, we are Catholic. This is going to be a big part of what we go over next week, is how the practice of these liturgies should reflect the diversity within the church. We are at our Catholicity, as we said in an earlier video, references to the fact that we are a body of people that comes from around the world. And so what is considered solemn music, what is considered appropriate to what is beautiful in a certain region, an area, country, is going to change, is going to be different depending on that region and that culture. And the Mass should reflect that. But again, we have to go back to what is solemn. So just because something can be considered solemn in a different culture, but we're here worshiping in our culture, that's not an excuse to allow for things that are not solemn according to the culture that we're in. And again, this is also not an excuse to go off track and bring in elements and songs and things that are not helping us to pray the liturgy. Again, we are here to pray. And so these songs, these words, these actions, they all need to aid our prayer. So if this song is distracting, if it's too much like a performance, if it's too casual, if it's getting us too out of the focus of the moment, then it's not serving its purpose. So you can have things across the whole spectrum that cannot serve our purposes. So we have to keep that in mind at all times. The point is not a performance. The point is not even like some kind of like a sing-along picnic. Like, there's a place for that. You can have a whole separate celebration dedicated to that. But within these sacred liturgies, this music has to continue to aid our praying the liturgy together.